IVM.
There's a quick survey to fill out on ivmpodcast.com/survey. It lets us know a little bit more about who's listening to us. And you know what? We're going to do a few prizes. So, we'll do a random drawing of maybe 10 people and we'll send you all some swag. Remember, that's ivmpodcast.com/survey where you can fill out the survey.
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Simplified, a show that is guaranteed to make you look smarter, though not without actually making you smarter, so you're safe. And I have my wonderful co-hosts with me who are straining every sinew in this endeavor to make sure that you don't actually get smarter. So guys, please introduce yourselves.
Yeah, so we can begin by introducing as a precursor to our episode today. Let's all introduce ourselves with our favorite ice cream memory, starting with Chuck, because he was the most reluctant pre-recording for this. So yes,
yeah, because I have a very bad cold, so thinking of ice cream at the moment is making me a little
perfect opportunity.
Yeah. So anyway, I am Chuck and Naren, and I started Simplified way back in 2015. Old good old days. I don't know why we had to go that far back, but my favorite ice cream memory is when I asked the social media manager of Ben & Jerry's ice cream a question during an online marketing festival. I am extremely exciting during parties.
Is this your real answer? Is this your final answer?
Yeah,
we love this one.
Are you sticking with it, really?
Yeah, I'm sticking with that. I'm sticking with it.
Yeah. Wow.
We are about what is the question? At least give some context. You asked the question.
The context was, what is your favorite ice cream memory?
No. What is the question you asked the marketing manager?
Oh, no. Let's not get into that. It's something related to a brand activism and things like that. Ben & Jerry's.
Yes. Whatever happens after this, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you there have been better episode beginnings.
Ben & Jerry's is a brand that has filed cases against the Trump administration and things like that. So I basically just wanted to ask her about things like that. How they go about doing things like
if nothing else, Chuck, give us the origin of Ben & Jerry's.
I have no idea. Is there two names? No.
Wait for Toot Season 3 dropping.
Toot Season 3 coming up.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tony.
Wow.
Okay, it's difficult to top Chuck's memory, but
sure.
Basically, one of the things
you can put toppings though because of ice cream.
There was no ice cream in your story. Go on.
One of the things that Kerala and especially Kozhikode is famous for is very, very thick shakes with lots of ice cream in it, which is really, really amazing. So the actual sort of story that I wanted to say was after our, sort of MBA and everything, 2 years later, one of our friends was getting married in Kannur. So 3 of us decided we'll meet up in IIM Kozhikode and then from there go to Kannur and stuff like that. So one of the friends, she was a vegetarian. She is a vegetarian. So you know how extremely difficult it is to get any palatable veg food in Kozhikode. Or in Kerala in general. So we were driving and basically we stopped at a shop and we had obviously parota and beef or whatever. And she had parota and she's like, Cheta, do you have any veg curry? And he's like, no. And she's like, okay, what about egg? And he's like, I already told you there's nothing veg. Why are you asking if there's egg? So she ended up eating parota with mango shake with lots of ice cream, which actually turned out to be pretty yummy. So,
wow.
That's the
actually, on that note, so I remember outside my college, there's an interesting concept of a mix. And Tony, you can tell me if this is there anywhere else in Kerala. So I haven't seen it in Kochi. Yeah, mix. Wow. Playing to the early 2010s Twitter crowd. Anyway, so what they would do is, grape juice mix would be, they would put one of these milk packets in the freezer, and that would be the base for any shake, right? You mix that with Sharjah shake and all that. They would take this and they would mix it along with fresh grape juice. And I know it sounds like a crazy combination, but it was surprisingly brilliant. And they would do this with pineapple and a couple of other juices as well. Did you have this anywhere else? We just call it a mix where we were. So I haven't seen this anywhere else in India or Kerala for that matter.
Oh, I thought it was just called a shake, like you said. But yeah, interesting.
But a grape shake? I don't know.
I've had an avocado shake, which is pretty common, I think. It's called butter.
Yeah. If you're in Lokhandwala or Portland.
No. In Kerala also you get it.
In Kerala also, avocado. Wow.
Yeah, it's called butterfruit, not avocado.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know it was
Butterfruit,
called avocado.
amazing.
Because if you say avocado in Malayalam, it means it is for her. Which is also first question is
this reminds me of that. I don't know if you've seen this viral little clip of one Malayali pronouncing a lot of
how things are generally
American
pronounced,
all that.
Yeah, from Sidin's tweet, he basically created an entire WhatsApp video.
It was the origins.
American Ane, all of that. Yeah, but the funny thing is the avocado thing is the first question is guacamole, which sounds like arcamole, like who is it for, dear? And the answer is avocado. It is for her.
For her. Oh wow! That was a lot of.
There we go. You got a marketing answer. You've got like a Malayalam etymology. What more do you want on Simplified Essay?
Naren, you have one?
Now if somebody says vanilla.
I've got a pretty gross story. This happened in engineering. So the worst.
We're talking about ice cream, not ass cream.
Please.
So the worst, some of the worst ragging that used to happen in Manipal was Mallus ragging Mallus, right? So and Mallus were
we hate each other.
They never troubled anyone else, but towards fellow Mallus they would be.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So one of the things. So back in the day, we used to get this little paper cup ice cream. I don't know what it was called. Some local
strange flavor, but okay.
And so the Mallus used to have a daily ragging thing. So in the evening, the bulletin would come, and morning everyone had to comply. So this one time, everyone had to buy these paper cup ice creams, that one paper cup ice cream, and put it in their undies and carry it around for the rest of the day. So it'll be dripping, flowing down, all, but you can't take it out. So if any senior asks for it, you sort of, you have to basically show that the ice cream is.
Yeah. And it comes with a warning, contains nuts.
I was actually about to ask whether it was stick ice cream, but I think yours is better. So, Naren, a couple of follow-up questions over here. One, that actually sounds pretty nice. I want to try that. The second thing is, what would the senior ask the person to do after they had extracted ice cream from said nether regions? Would it be just, hey, it exists? Would they be asked to eat it? Or would the senior eat
standard. Eating it was standard. So basically you have to put your hand into your pants, take it out. The fresher, obviously. So he'll put his hands into his pant, and then it'll come all covered with ice cream, and then you have to lick it in front of.
And you have to lick it. Okay, so the smarter ones would then make sure that it's wrapped in some form, or is that against the rules of the game?
This is the actual starting of that Parikrama song, wrapped in a polythene, tucked away safe in my hind. Maybe you're just a passing smile, no? You don't know the song?
Of all people who are expected to give lyrics to a Parikrama song.
Parikrama song, I swear. Amazing. Wow. Oh my God. Okay.
Now that we have established, we have established that we can bullshit or give a story around absolutely any keyword.
I still haven't.
You haven't? Story. Yes. For some reason.
Thanks. But yes, I'm Sriket, and I will continue in the theme of bizarre ice cream stories with my story coming from when I was 10 or 11, and we were taking a road trip to Udaipur from Ahmedabad. So this was where, and we stopped somewhere like on the way, and it was literally a truck stop. Okay, so there's not civilization anywhere nearby. We have stopped in the middle of nowhere, and it's a dhaba. But this is like the nicest dhaba we can find around. And we turn up over there, and like I'm sitting over there, like they give one, like they were posh because they had a menu. The rest of the restaurants don't have menus. So this restaurant had a menu, and everything is like misspelled and stuff. And I continue to have on certain occasions a propensity of ordering things that are offbeat from a menu that you shouldn't be ordering offbeat from. So I looked at the ice cream options, and there were only two. There is vanilla and butterscotch. All right. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to have vanilla. I'm going to have butterscotch. And butterscotch was misspelled as well. That should have been my first clue. Post which I, after having placed said order then comes back with a vanilla ice cream with beautiful small cubes of butter cut and put on top of it, nicely arranged. So that was my butterscotch ice cream. It was truly an Instagrammable moment in an era before Instagram. So,
holy shit, are you serious?
I'm not kidding. I got vanilla ice cream with small cubes of butter on top of it.
They didn't give you sweets because it was Gujarat, but otherwise, like.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking, like, I was actually.
This was actually on the Rajasthan side, but.
What is the weirdest ice cream flavor you've eaten?
I think Bachelor's has a green chili ice cream. It's actually pretty
nice.
I've
had that too. I was thinking about that exactly. Yeah.
Weirdest,
it's not even sweet, so it's not.
When I went to Philippines, I had this thing called ube ice cream. Ube is it's a purple colored tuber, and I think ube ice cream is sort of like a local delicacy / point of interest. It's not exactly. It wasn't exactly very flavorful, but yeah.
I went to a restaurant nearby here in Bangalore, and I had a very excellent bird's eye chili ice cream.
Really? Wow.
But was it sweet or was it just spicy?
No, it was spicy and like with the milky element, like vanilla spicy kind of stuff. It was really amazing. So yeah.
There's some fried ice cream and weird stuff.
Yeah. I've had that fried ice cream.
In Ahmedabad, you get ice cream sizzler. Yeah. You get an ice cream sizzler. It's basically like a sizzler platter. And
what about in Malaysia? I'm sure they had some.
Yeah, in Malaysia, I used to have some really nice, like a very like beautiful green lime ice cream. It was literally green lime concentrate converted into ice cream. So it was like sour as hell.
In Kochi, there's a place, I don't know if it's still around. It's in the Stock Exchange building. And yes, Kochi has Stock Exchange. There's this place that they give you ice cream by weight. Now, I know that's a fairly regular thing now in 2021, but back in 2000, when I first came across a concept, you can put this ice cream in just a whole bunch of toppings and you just keep adding. We put it all on the weighing scale at the end and you pay by weight. I'm like, wow, that blew my mind as a, 14, 15-year-old.
Was this Caravan?
I forgot the name. It was just too long back. Anyway, we have spoken
but
for
one second. So,
13 minutes.
in Malaysia, basically, milk is called susu, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Susu is what connects Naren's ice cream and Malaysia. Now that all our audience is left, we can get into that.
You know, a couple of episodes back, we spoke about form versus content and how the setting can dictate the content and all that. Tony is one person who insanely benefits from being in front of a computer connected to the internet while recording a podcast. Yeah. This is not to say that your short-term memory is bad or anything. It's just that you are able to string together all these random... I'm assuming that you didn't know Parikrama lyrics by heart and you don't know Malay. So...
I actually did. This is a famous song. Anyway, let's
we learn new things about our co-hosts every day here at Simplified. That is what this podcast is for. You guys are incident.
No, Parikrama basically played in my college fest. Therefore, like this song is called But It Rained, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway.
Oh, okay. But It Rained. Yeah, But It Rained is a pretty famous Parikrama song. Yeah, that I heard as well. I just don't remember the lyrics. Yeah.
Okay, let's move on from this.
Why have we spoken about ice cream for so long?
Yes. So, Naren, can you please shed light on...
It feels like you guys read Nutgraph, no, by Ken. Over the years, the introduction has become so big that I'm like completely like reading for 5 minutes and then comes the let's dive in. Oh, we're still at the intro. Oh, okay, got it. So over the years, that intro has... So Praveen, there's a shout out to you. Praveen, of course, old friend of the podcast and once guest as well, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Naren, please rescue us.
This is, these are very serious matters, which is why so first of all, what is ice cream? Very serious, And why, first of all, why the ice cream episode? I have to tell you that. So
we here at Simplified, sorry, before you start, Naren, we here at Simplified take the pressing issues of the day, the Sri Lankan crisis and now ice cream. So go on, Naren. Yes.
So, it so happened that I have to, I had to attend a wedding, like a very formal affair, where the dress code is formal. And I really don't have, I didn't have a proper suit. And my son, who's a bit of a dandy, he said that no dad of mine is going to go out. So he decided to go and buy me a blazer at least. So we go to the shop and we try out couple of blazers, and some are loose, some are tight. And then there's one which is complete Goldilocks perfect, right? It's like everything is absolutely perfect, lovely cut, beautiful. And that reminds me, I have to tell you my original blazer story as well. But anyway, this one was perfect, except the damn thing, I couldn't put the buttons around my stomach. It was
curious
incredible.
to know what your definition of perfect is.
No, I mean the shoulder, the arm, the cut. If you leave it open, I look like sort of a cross between James Bond and Akshay Kumar or whatever, whatever the sartorial elegance thing. Oh, actually, James Bond and Govinda.
There are so many questions I have to ask over there, but let's not.
Basically, you can eat, you can drink a martini and eat pan as well.
Wow.
Perfect.
Very universal appeal.
Instead of 007, it will be number 1. No, wait, that's Govinda's thing. No, I was confusing with Khiladi. That was a meme, right?
Shaken, stirred, and Kolkata.
There you go. Wow.
So I was very overcome with emotion at that time, because I was like, how can it, how can I live like this? And I know the crashing look of disappointment on my son's face, and the whole
How many years ago was this?
This is like last week.
Last week, yeah.
Then I solemnly promised that I would not eat any sweets, including ice cream.
Mm-hmm. Specifically, you said that, like specifically. No sweets, including ice cream, not like rasgulla, specifically ice cream.
And the tragedy was, purely by coincidence, every day since that day, we've had ice cream served at the dinner table for some reason. So one day my sister and brother-in-law brought some. One day some random guy came and, my mom decided to dig out ice cream from the fridge and so everyone gets ice cream, but of course Naren is not eating.
So you don't know this. You don't know this, Naren. Like when you decide to give up ice cream, it is the universe conspires to make sure you get ice cream.
Absolutely. Yeah,
it's called the Baskin-Meinhof effect.
Wow.
Well done.
I was kind of proud of that. Yeah, okay. Let's move on. Yeah, but so various incidents happened. Your sister came,
so after that, I have not been able to think of anything other than ice cream. So that's why I'm
decided to get all your frustrations.
This is like those guys who go and whip themselves. So I'm.
We still haven't spoken a thing about ice cream till now. By the way, we're still doing this setup.
Did you use the frozen dessert excuse? It's not ice cream. It's frozen dessert.
Actually, I just learned from my research for this article that I should have called it frozen dessert, and
you should have called this an episode and not an article. But let's go with what you said.
Contentious, but
this is fun. This is fun. We should record at 6 p.m. more often.
So, of course, the burning question of the time is, what is ice cream?
Don't burn.
Yeah.
The freezing question of the time.
Freezing, burning and freezing question of the time is sweetened. It's sweetened frozen food. That's what ice cream is, and it's made from milk or cream and is flavored with a sweetener and a spice such as cocoa or vanilla or such, or with strawberries or fruits such as strawberries or peaches or mango, as in my case, mango ice cream. I had to say no to mango ice cream. A very emotional moment for me. And also, last time I went somewhere, there's this nitrogen kind of thing. I don't know how that works, but it's quite awesome. They mix nitrogen and all, and apparently it is lethal enough to kill you if you eat it wrong. So that is basically my research for the ice cream episode. And after this, I was unable to continue any further. I'll just try to make up for it by just being very, very emotional. And it's a little more technical. I read a little more. Mixtures cooled below the freezing point of water and stirred to incorporate. So basically, it's the whole art is, if you just freeze stuff, you get a solid block of ice, which is very difficult to eat. So you have to incorporate air spaces into it. And this was this is why they have those ice cream churners and things like that. So you don't allow the liquids to freeze into one solid block. And anyone who's made ice creams knows how difficult that is. You have to keep sort of churning, stirring, things like that. Yeah. And it's basically a colloidal suspension or something. Or what's the technical thing? It's a colloidal suspension, semi-solid forms, I think. There's a little bit of engineering involved in that, as chemical engineers would know very well. And
Stop looking at me.
That's basically, then afterwards I paused my research and wept for about 5 minutes. And then when I resumed, I found out, man, this is so difficult.
I have no idea what's happening right now. I don't know. We are attending a Naren reach.
Very emotional. This is the most emotional, impassioned sort of episode I've ever done.
Oh,
so
I'm just laughing now.
It originated in Persia, by the way, as far back as 550 BC.
What, you? You, the suit, ice cream, what?
Hey, the suit reminds me. I have to tell you my original suit story also, which is also
I think we should take a break at this point and come back for the rest of the episode.
Please join us on the other side for whatever may happen.
Whatever this is.
this is literally a trailblazer episode. So, trailblazer.
Oh, nice.
Too good, yeah. See you on the other side.
Hello. It's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Cyrus Says Cock and Bull, Cyrus is joined by Vineet, Puneet, and myself, Silvery, Urf Antariksh. We discussed the IPL taking action against Rishabh Pant and the Florida bride that was arrested for lacing her wedding food with marijuana. Yeah, that's wild. On Paisa Vaisa, Anupam and Rahul Shah, co-head of research at Equity Master, talk about how to get started in the equity market. On All Things Policy, the Takshashila folks analyze the role of social movements in public policy. On Pulyabazi, Pranay and Saurabh look into electric vehicles and why their batteries seem to be failing. And on Say No to Drama, Chetna tells us how we can overcome saying no to everything. Do follow us on social media. We are IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, do tell a friend. It really helps us out a lot. Also, don't forget to rate us on any platforms you're listening on, and you can also check us out on YouTube. We are also doing a small listener survey to better understand how you respond to our shows and advertising on the network. We would really appreciate it if you could spare a few minutes to fill it. It helps us build better shows for you. And finally, we would like to thank our sponsors this week, SBI Life Insurance, India Water Portal, and Jupiter, a digital banking app.
All right, welcome back to Simplified. We are talking about the origin of whiteboard markers. Or if we aren't, we are pretty sure we are going to get there soon.
Yeah.
Or at least how a person gets when they sniff enough of them.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was, though I'm laughing a lot, I'm very sad and very emotional at this time. Yeah.
I think that's the only thing our listeners have been able to establish so far in this episode. That Naren is sad. But go on.
Anyway, ice cream. You're talking about ice cream, in case everyone forgot. And it originated in Persia back in 550, and I still don't get to eat it. And,
but how did they freeze it back then?
So they used to get ice from the hills or wherever ice was formed. And they used to make sorbets out of this. So they would just, I'm sure they hadn't figured out the cream bit, but they would add, fruits, water, and freeze. And actually, I really don't know how they used to freeze it, because the funda of adding salt and getting the temperature, it was discovered fairly late in time. It was discovered only in the 18th century or something like that. So I have no clue what they used to do. But people like Emperor Nero and all, when you are not busy fiddling and watching Rome burn, used to eat ice cream brought from the Alps.
Wow. So his version was let them eat ice cream, or let me eat ice cream and let them burn.
Let me eat ice cream. But that is basically ice fruit, or sip up as we call it in Kerala. I think it's called Pepsi.
And another curious source is Marco Polo, who went to China. Okay, and what a loser! I mean, he goes to China. He doesn't get dim sums. He doesn't get noodles. He goes and gets ice cream. But
look, why are you calling him a loser?
Because I'm not allowed to eat ice cream. I'm allowed to eat
he's probably not also allowed to eat dim sum. So
he was allowed to, however, eat mint ice cream because his name was Marco Polo at the end of the day.
Well played again.
No, don't. Tony saw that a mile away. Like, is going to end it. There's an old joke. What do you call, like, if RBI has, like, if there's a theft at RBI and the burglars have just broken in? It's called Polo because it's a mint with a hole.
Wow.
Very nice. Super.
That's reminds me of. Anyway, it doesn't remind me of anything.
So the
it
Chinese
reminds me of ice cream. Yeah.
The Chinese used to make ice cream.
Chinese apparently
All in the
invented ice cream
mountains.
as well. Chinese invented everything. So ice cream was one of the things they invent.
No, they
And
own
that's-
everything. They invented nothing.
No,
Yeah,
they invented
own
many
everything.
things actually. Paper, tea, gunpowder.
Yeah.
This reminds me of the toddler's laws of property. So toddler's laws of property are that if it belongs to me, they always belongs to me. And if I think it belongs to me, then it belongs to me. And if I saw it first, it belongs to me. So these are the toddler's laws. China exactly has the same laws of property. So if it belonged once to China, it always belongs to China. If China saw it first, it belongs to China. And if China thinks it belongs to them, it belongs to them. So,
But Marco Polo took it away. It was basically highway strawberry.
yeah.
Sorry, Naren. We were interrupting your stream of consciousness.
I know it was such a
Amazing,
fantastic, informative episode.
Just to recap, Naren, you are sad. Carry on.
Yeah.
Because you can't have ice cream.
Because he can't have ice cream. Please continue.
And our old friend Seneca, which everyone will remember from our Stoicism episode. So Seneca didn't like ice cream. He thought it was too extravagant. So, yeah.
Oh.
So Seneca is my good friend. So yeah, I think it's too extra. Nobody should have ice cream anymore.
Temperance part of the
Yeah.
temperance is one of the four, right? Yeah. Okay, good.
And in India, of course, India being India, UNESCO World Certified, the Mughal emperors used relays of horsemen to bring ice from the Hindu Kush mountains to the capital Delhi and used to make kulfi. So kulfi was, by this time, that endothermic effect was probably... Have you seen people making kulfi? They have, I don't know if they're there now. When we were kids, these guys who used to come on carts, they used to have a box with metal sort of, pyramid kind of containers in which the kulfi was made. And it had ice, and the guy would put salt and then put that container inside, and everything would freeze up and become a kulfi. It was awesome. Used to get these little long popsicle kind of kulfis. And I don't know if I haven't seen one of these guys for ages now, but they were pretty, and they would roam around the streets of Bombay shouting kulfi, oh. And then moment he shouted kulfi, which of course I can't eat now, but we could.
How does it make you feel, Naren?
Terrible, man. I wonder.
I love how committed you are to this character. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then,
but we have a quick opportunity to pivot into the history of Mumbai.
Yeah. I think this episode is open to pivot into any direction right now. We can pivot into like sadness, Persia,
Mumbai. Bangalore auto.
If we talk about Scott Galloway, then we pivot into pivot.
There must be a Scott Galloway quote for all this also, no?
Must be, I'm sure. But Naren, please, I actually want to know now.
Naren
I want to know more about
because he can't. Yeah. So just to recap, Naren is sad. He can't eat ice cream. Go.
Yeah. And why can't I eat ice cream? Because I can't get into a stupid suit, which I didn't want to buy in the first place. But it's terrible. I mean, it's one of the... Shakespeare would have written a tragedy about this. Shakespeare would have...
But you chose to write a simplified episode.
Yeah, man. I should have written out a soliloquy or something.
Or you could have written out an episode about suits.
Yeah. This could have gone so many ways.
Yeah.
But yet we are here.
Welcome to the brainstorming session of Simplified.
Do you have any more facts on ice cream now?
Yeah. So an important development in the 20th century was the introduction of softies, soft ice cream. And why are softies so cheap? They're inexpensive. The cheapest form of ice cream. Because they have a lot of air mixed in, which makes them very soft and light. Yeah. But even softies I can't eat.
Because you can't fit into a
even though you are one.
That's amazing. Yeah, but
so basically it's milk or something similar with air so that it doesn't flake into ice flakes and something creamy, basically. That's what the recipe is to create ice cream.
Wow.
But
I still can't eat it.
So, Tony, when you speak like that, we genuinely don't know whether there's going to be a
we're waiting
for it. That's how it actually happens.
Yeah.
I don't know about the listeners, but I have not been so entertained in an episode before.
Absolutely. And for if you know fans, we are recording on 19th of April, which is one day away from tomorrow. I swear all of us are sober at the moment. Yeah.
So
Naren.
per capita ice cream consumption, US is the leader, 23 liters per year. And
per person, you mean? Like not for the whole country.
Yeah, not for the whole country.
I mean, is that a lot? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Is that a lot?
23 liters per person is basically one of those like Bisleri bottles they bring to put on your canister.
Yeah.
That is one.
Yeah, but what do you mean liters? So if you have an ice cream cone, your standard Cornetto ice cream cone, now how many is that what?
Yeah, that will be about 150 ml, I think. Yeah,
150 ml. All right, fair enough. That's a good measure. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm also wondering that how do you measure ice cream? What is the standard unit of measurement of ice cream? Is it like you have barrels of oil?
$1.
Like that, what is that standard unit?
I think it's liters because I've seen Amul ice cream, another one which I can't eat.
Yeah.
That one is sold in liters. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I really like the Bisleri bottle measure. That is good. How many Bisleri bottles of ice cream are you having?
Yeah, that's
so that is a fantastic measure you can use. But anyway, you were saying you are sad.
So wait. So it's 23 liters per year, is it?
Yeah, per person per annum. Wow.
That's not much. So basically, if we say 150 ml and like 7 of that is roughly 1,000. So like it's basically every other day you have one ice cream, 150 ml, which is
that's approximately 23 liters more
that's
than
the
one
average, Tony. That's the average. So I mean, I'm curious
it's
to know
still not as epic as the amount of potatoes which Belgians eat. Which
that is true. That is true.
Yeah.
Belgians eat a lot of potatoes.
Yeah.
They eat like a kilo per day or something.
I went to a potato museum.
It's an insane number.
I bet they belge after that.
Anyway, let us not lose track and let us come back.
Sorry. So just to prove Chuck's point, potato consumption per capita in Belgium in 2019 was 87.8 kilos.
Wow.
Per person.
One person.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
All-time high was 126 kg in 2000, which means you're eating like 300 grams a day at least of potatoes.
Yeah. Wow. That's why, if you bury a Belgian, you'll get a potato plant. This is the origin of the term Brussels sprouts.
Genuine scientific facts. Yes. You heard it first on Simplified.
This is like, like some of the YouTubers have Simplified is the origin of things Finsta. Fake Insta, like it's the Finsta for origin of things where you get the
I genuinely feel like because the last episode to come out is the Sri Lankan crisis one, and I actually genuinely feel like there are going to be people who have joined in for that for the first time, and every episode is going to be like this.
Insightful.
They've left. Don't worry. They've left
on the ball.
Yeah. Okay, Naren.
Okay, so this fact was the most popular ice cream in Iran is called the Falude. Yeah. And it's exactly the same as it has vermicelli noodles, sugar syrup, rose water, and served with lime juice and sometimes ground pistachios. It's pretty much all just the Faluda. So I didn't know that Faluda originated in Iran, but now I know that. And fat lot of good. Yeah, fat lot of good.
On a related note, in Malaysia, you have an ice cream variant called Gula Melaka, where they basically put it's a lot of coconut, coconut in various different forms, coconut milk also, and there's some ice creamy thing and then basically it's like a gola plus coconut plus some syrup, all right, and it is amazing for the first one you have, and then you are disgusted by it for the rest of your life. So you can have exactly one in your entire lifetime.
Just Gula Malaka. What does Malacca mean?
Malacca, Malacca, the city
Malacca
of Malacca.
Strait.
It's from there. Yeah, Malacca Strait. There's a city called Malacca. It's the Gula Malacca. It's from there. So Gula is Gola, basically.
Gola.
Oh, nice.
Gola from Malacca.
There's this thing that you get in Goa and Hampi called Shalom Malacca. Hello to the Queen, if you know of it.
Oh, wow.
Which is basically like you put in all of the leftovers, which is he had some arrowroot biscuits, banana, I think, some ice cream, something. Basically, when you're stoned, it's supposed to be the best thing to have. It's the story goes that a couple of Israelis had it and they reacted Shalom Malacca, which means hello to the Queen. So
that's a great story. I would not be surprised.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So Naren, I don't think you can eat that either, unless
I can't eat that either.
You can't eat the Iranian thing also.
The Faluda.
And I'm also told
Or Gula Malacca.
one of the largest producers of ice cream in the world is India.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm assuming that's because of Amul.
No, it's because of population.
And because of population.
and the heat.
Yeah.
And that's the reason we are able to produce a lot, because Naren doesn't eat any. So,
but one question, and I think we should Google and figure this out. Why is vanilla the most common flavor if vanilla is actually pretty tough to grow,
right?
And very expensive? Right? Till they cracked vanilla essence, was vanilla even like a flavor? Because I remember once in Kerala there was this huge vanilla craze, because wherever vanilla was grown, they had some kind of price rise because of shortage, and everyone switched to vanilla cultivation, right? And basically they all lost a ton of money because obviously it didn't grow well, or the market crashed or one of those
and
things.
So vanilla is one of the most finicky bloody plants. I don't know, anti-Darwinist thing, which refuses to propagate itself unless it is pollinated by a specific insect between 2 and 4 in the morning or something. So you have to wake up at around 2 a.m. and take a little brush and make little sort of strokes and, sort of pollinate all the flowers yourself and then go back to sleep. And even then, if the vanilla plant figures out that it's not that same insect, it refuses to.
I mean, answering your question, Tony, on the vanilla ice cream thing, it's and I'm entirely reading out of sources that are not vetted by any way, but it seems like the main reason it is so cheap and easy to produce, because artificial vanillin is very cheap and easy to get. Also, vanilla ice cream goes great with nearly all desserts, and it's this very miscible kind of thing. So it's like a lot of different flavors go with it. Like you can have a chocolate this, and vanilla can be the base of all of that stuff. And there aren't many other popular alternatives other than chocolate. So the most popular flavors of ice cream are vanilla and chocolate, and then anything else after that, way below.
Not only is it difficult to grow. I mean, just one observation. Not only is the damn thing difficult to grow, it's also very difficult supply chain wise. They were having trouble finding transportation for it, which is why it's called vanilla.
Oh my!
I was almost like, seriously. Oh my God!
Now I know what you mean, Chuck.
Although some off-the-counter Googling kind of stuff has revealed that the 10 most searched ice cream flavors in the world, chocolate narrowly beats out vanilla there.
Oh. Wow.
And then you have, and the next flavor after that, which is surprising. I thought there would be some other base flavor, but it's mint chocolate chip.
I
love mint chocolate. What do you think?
Not tutti frutti.
It doesn't matter.
Indian, when I was growing up, I can't have
okay. Another important question. What is
called Patel ice cream in Ahmedabad, and they used to have this amazing flavor called BPK, and everyone would go and get BPK. It was Badam Pista Kesar. And what was BPK was like the standard, that was what you ate, and that is what majority of Ahmedabadis got diabetes from.
So vanilla is interesting because then it could have become popular only after this chemical engineering thing happened, but we still use vanilla in common parlance to mean anything ordinary, right?
It's just vanilla.
So, interesting. But what is tutti frutti actually made of? Is it really made of something like cabbage or something, which I've heard?
What?
It is some kind of flavored something which becomes sort of a gel, and then you chop it up into little bits and put it into ice cream. I don't know what exactly.
If you're like surprised by this, I mean, sabudana is made from tapioca. The first time I realized this is a mallu, I was like, how can you
do this? Mind blowing.
But anyway.
But no, I mean, Tutti Frutti, I mean, if it was made from cabbage, would not be at all surprising because I always found Tutti Frutti to be disgusting. I always found it like to be Tutti Frutti on ice cream is equal to buying a Monchini's cake for a birthday. Like it is like, you don't like this person at all.
I like Monchini's cake. I like. No, I can't eat that either. Yeah, I like.
No, in our hostel, they used to do this where we used to buy 2 cakes. One was from Monchini's and one from a regular bake-up. The Monchini's cake was to put on people's faces, and the regular cake was to eat. So
but
the regular
thing. But one of you said India consumes a lot of ice cream, immediately equating to Amul. But there are actually a lot of these regional brands, right? I remember in Ahmedabad, for instance. In Bombay, Dinshaw's is super popular over here in Gujarat, right? And
Vadilal.
Havmor, I don't know if Vadilal, exactly. Havmor, Vadilal. I'm sure down south there are. I forgot what brands are down there.
Yeah, Mangalore has one called Hangyo, which in Konkani.
Yeah.
Which in Konkani means?
Come here. Come hither.
Nice. Come here.
Wow.
Come here, Papa.
Which is something that Narendra still cannot eat.
Just to close on Tutti Frutti, abroad it is made from a mix of... No, it is made from a mix of the series. It is made from a mix of raisins, apricots, any kind of dried fruit. In India, it's exclusively made from papaya. Why I confused papaya with cabbage was because papaya, we make a toran out of it, which is similar to cabbage actually. So the raw papaya. Yeah, in India, Tutti Frutti is exclusively made from papaya. There you go.
Exclusively. Wow.
Very nice. Amazing.
Naren, any more facts?
There is a Hawaiian fruit. Speaking of vanilla, there's a Hawaiian fruit called Inga Fuelai, which tastes exactly like vanilla ice cream. Maybe that I can eat. It's the locals call it the ice cream bean. Yeah. So I should find out where I can get any good Inga Fuelai. Yeah.
Wow.
I
have learned more in this episode than I have in many classes.
The most horrible flavor is supposed to be hot dog flavored ice cream, which is available in Arizona.
Yes, now let us talk about Japan. And
yes,
take it away. I mean, wasabi flavor, horseradish, and all. That's old. Tell us, what did you in your trip to Japan a few years ago, 2018 or so?
So I mean, honestly, I was more interested in the ramen part of things. So ice cream wasn't something I explored in detail. Although
I would be surprised, ramen flavored ice cream.
Although what I did notice was there was one place that was very insistently giving samples out for lobster flavored ice cream. All right, and I was just like,
wow.
And it was and they had toppings also. Okay, and they were advertised, and I was and everybody was going damn crazy over it, and I was like, why? This is against some things just felt against
that country nature. Is just wired differently.
I had in another age, I had something called truffle ice cream, which is amazing.
Yeah,
I don't know if you had truffles. It has this very amazing, very garlicky kind of aroma. Not something you would associate with ice cream at all. It's out of this world. Truffle ice cream.
So it's out of your it's out of your world also.
And on the other end of the spectrum, there was coming back to when I came back to Malaysia, I discovered one place was actually selling boba flavored lobster. So boba tea, the bubble tea that you get. So boba tea flavored lobster. So it was actually like a lobster covered with all those pearls and all that stuff with a boba tea milk all over it. So there are a lot of posthumous animal rights being violated over here, I'm assuming. But yes, Southeast Asia and the rest of Asia flying the flag high for weirdness across.
Here's a cool fact, and cool as well said. Professional ice cream tasters take it very seriously while tasting a new flavor. You know what they use to taste? They use golden spoons. Because most metals alter the taste of ice cream, apparently.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's better than any kind of metal spoon is still better than a wooden spoon, which is what the taste of childhood ice cream was like.
Wow.
So an ancestrally rich ice cream taster was born with a silver spoon and upgraded to a golden spoon.
Well done.
So
nice. final fact is that there is a scientific reason that you can get something called an ice cream headache. So it's also called brain freeze.
Yes.
Yeah. And that is because when a lot of frozen stuff touches the roof of your mouth, it makes the blood vessels constrict and sort of alters the blood dynamics inside your head and instantly gives you a headache. And it's also called brain freeze. It's a real thing. It affects some people more than other people. I would never know what it feels like. But yeah.
Because you can't have an ice cream, not because you don't have a brain. Let's just
yeah, important distinction. People should know. People should know.
Amazing. Wow. So
this is crazy. Like, yeah.
My prediction actually is fairly wrong, and I'm happy to admit that it's wrong. We have ended on ice cream, more or less.
Yeah.
Although
three of us anyway, because Naren can't.
Naren can't eat ice cream too. But yeah, so that was truly insightful.
That was a fun episode.
One of the most educational, genuinely educational and factual and referenced episodes we have ever done. Right?
Also touching, right? Also touching episode.
Very emotional. The core of the story is emotional.
Yeah.
It touched me as tight as your suit around your belly.
So here's what we'd like all of you who are listening in to do. Go out, buy an ice cream today, put a picture up on social media and tag especially Naren.
Right? Because you can't eat ice cream.
Because you can't eat ice cream.
It's best picture just desserts for this episode. Just desserts.
Yes, fully agree.
The best picture wins something from Simplified.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Naren, that was amazing.
Yeah.
That was I don't know what came over you. I know what didn't go into you, but
and what he did get into a suit.
This was genuinely a stoner rock of an episode. Like,
it's a true
you might as well round us off with the suit story that we didn't let you finish.
Oh yeah, man. Well, so this was back in 1992. I got a job in a Tata company, and for the first literally a month after I joined, there was some kind of grand conference or something in the Taj, and it was literally the first time I was going to a 5-star hotel. I had no clue, and it was a big thing here, especially for a guy suburbs guy like me, and so. Everyone tells me that, you can't just walk into Taj like that. You have to wear a blazer or something and it'll look like, good. So I've just got my first month's pay. So I go to the local Raymond shop and I tell them that I want a blazer. And this guy gives me blazers. Literally all of them are more than my monthly pay. Then there's one nice navy blue number with golden buttons and everything like that. And that's so he says, this is nice. So I've made friends with the guy. I've told him that I'm going to the Taj and everything. And so he said, ye theek rahega. I bought that. Then cut to the next day, I go to the Taj. It is unimaginably grand. And, I'm overwhelmed. I'm seeing, and I was like the life of the party, clapping the loudest when people are making speeches and generally being all enthusiastic. And then lunch is served. I've never seen such an amazing repast, rows upon rows of food and those lovely, sort of bejeweled, or not bejeweled, whatever, the gold-plated, gold-crusted plates and everything. I was very overwhelmed. And when I'm sort of serving myself food, everyone's coming back asking me, is this veg, is this non-veg? I had no clue what the hell was going on. Then it struck me. The blazer was the same to all the Taj waiters. Same thing, right down to the brass buttons. So then I slunk off, and next day I went with the bloody blazer to that Raymond shop. And this guy, he got on big board put there saying that goods once sold shall not be returned or something. So I can't do a thing about it. But I told him, you should have, it's exactly like a Taj waiter's uniform. He says, I know, it's especially the buttons, he's telling me.
He assumed that you were a waiter.
He must have, I don't know. The closest I've come to killing another human being. But I know, of course.
It just makes you want to scream, no? It just makes...
Yeah. So on that very poignant.
We should also tell everyone that Naren's birthday is coming up and he still can't eat ice cream. So
yeah, I still can't.
Just if you please.
Can you have other sweets though? Can you have other sweets?
No, nothing. I mean, I'm no sweets.
What are you having?
I'm trying to lose
birthday
my
cake. You'll have a birthday biscuit, birthday upma. What you put the candle?
Birthday upma.
That has to be the saddest thing.
I genuinely eat that. I love upma.
Oh, man.
Anyway, Naren, enough. Please bring this episode to a close.
Thanks everyone for hanging around till the end. And
if you made it so far, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. And
happy 420, everyone.
Yeah. So please stay safe, stay creamy, and stay simplified. Yeah.
Oh wow, that went off to another reservations conversation which we will have another time. There, Sriket, I hope you got your offbeat ending.
Oh yeah, I definitely did. Okay, see you guys. Bye.
See you guys next week.
Bye.
Ladies, I'm sure you will relate to it if I say that we are constantly busy with work, studies, cooking, and what not. And amidst all of this, we often forget an important element that needs our desperate attention: finance. So here we are, bringing to you SBI Life presents A Sip of Finance, a women-exclusive podcast where we will teach you how to manage personal finances in a simple and straightforward way with your host, Priyanka Acharya, a finance expert who's been in the industry for 14 plus years. And not just in English, but in 7 more languages. So tune in every Tuesday for fresh episodes on the IVM Podcast Network and all major podcast streaming platforms.
Habits? Routines? How exactly do they help us get better? Well, to simplify it for you, tune in to the Habit Coach podcast. I am Ashton Doctor and I'm going to be here to help you get better daily with some simple, easy to do habits that you can easily adapt to your life. So tune in to the Habit Coach podcast from Monday to Friday because I believe that awesome lives start with awesome habits.